Welcome back to the Deep Dive, your shortcut to being well-informed, with surprising facts and just enough humor to keep you hooked. And hey, thanks so much for joining us for our last Deep Dive. That was the 7th one this season for the CAIO podcast. We really got into the weeds on Staffing 3.0 concepts, explored how generative AI is, really empowering talent folks right now. If you missed that one, I definitely recommend checking it out. It really does set the stage for what we're tackling today.
Yeah, that last discussion was key. It really set up that whole empathy context, didn't it? The idea that, okay, tech is racing ahead, but the human stuff, understanding people, culture, that's still absolutely central. And today we're building right on top of that. We're taking those ideas and pushing them into, well, a whole new business model, staffing as a service. Stuffins. This isn't just tweaking things. It's a pretty fundamental rethink of how companies are going to find and manage their people going forward.
It sounds like a really big shift. And yeah, what a future it looks like. So this deep dive is part 2, right? A part of a 3-parter looking at this human tech revolution in recruitment. And our guide through this is Ajit Mishra. He's the architect behind this StaaS model. We're leaning heavily on his article, Staffing 3.0 StaaS, Staffing as a Service with Generative AI. What I find really interesting is his take, the future isn't artificial, it's empathetic. Really echoes what we talked about last time. But, and this is crucial, he's also super clear that this empathy stands on the shoulders of an exponential tech curve. It's both things.
Exactly. And what's really powerful is how Mishra sees Staffing 3.0 evolving. It's not just, slapping some new tech onto old ways of doing things. No. He talks about it being a platform-led, intelligence-powered, empathy-anchored experience. That's quite a phrase. And StaaS, he calls it the heartbeat of Staffing 3.0. It's not just another feature, it's core. This bigger picture view is so important because it means we use tech to make the human part better, not replace it. Amplify connection.
Right. Amplify, not replace. And that must be why there's so much depth here that it turned into a 3-parter instead of 2. So what's the sneak peek for part 3? What can we expect?
That's right. He found so much rich stuff in there. Part 3 is going to be really practical. We'll dive into 10 specific, powerful generative AI use cases. These aren't just theories. They're actual ways to make StaaS work, to really accelerate it. So yeah, definitely something to look forward to in the next deep dive.
Okay, sounds great. So it really shows how much there is to unpack here. So for today, our mission, let's lay it out. We're going to unpack the why behind this disruption. We'll break down the core parts of the StaaS model, get into the definition, some really useful mental models to help grasp it, and then look at the 4 key pillars of Staffing 3.0 that really hold this whole StaaS thing up. And like we said, part 1, our last discussion, set that empathy context. That's the frame for everything we're about to get into.
Absolutely. Keeping that empathy piece front and center is vital today. It's the anchor, right? Without it, StaaS could just be, another efficient machine. But with empathy, that's where it becomes potentially transformative for everyone involved, companies and candidates.
Okay, let's do it. Let's unpack. First stop, the core concept itself, staffing as a service.
Yeah.
How does Mishra actually define it? What makes it, different, revolutionary? Even.
Okay, the formal definition goes like this. A continuous, AI-powered, subscription-like hiring model that offers real-time matching, 24/7 candidate pipelines, and plug-and-play integration with enterprise HRMSS platforms. Now, that's quite dense, I know, but almost every word there matters. It signals a huge shift away from the old way, the reactive way we usually think about hiring.
Yeah, that definition packs a punch. It's not just filling jobs, it's this constant flow. So if you compare it to how things usually work, what does that reactive to proactive shift actually look like for a company?
Well, think about the typical scenario, right? A manager realizes, we need someone. Maybe somebody quit, or there's a new project. A rec gets opened, then the TA team starts hunting. It's always playing catch up. Project-based, often urgent, sometimes a bit frantic. StaaS flips that completely. It turns hiring from those sudden bursts into a smooth, continuous, just-in-time service. So instead of waiting for that official rec, StaaS is already maintaining this perpetually refreshed pipeline of talent. And this talent is already pre-vetted, already aligned with what the company needs, sometimes even before a manager officially asks.
Okay, so the system's always looking ahead, anticipating needs instead of just reacting. That feels like a major step up in strategic planning.
Precisely. And it's not just some separate system off in a corner. A really key part is the deep integration plug and play right into the company's existing HRMS and ATS, your HR management system, your applicant tracking. That connection means the talent supply automatically adjusts as demand signals change inside the company. How does it know? That's the AI engine's job. It's constantly crunching data hiring trends, who might be at risk of leaving, project forecasts, skill gaps popping up. This lets talent acquisition finally move at the speed of business instead of, always chasing its tail.
That phrase Mishra uses, hiring isn't a spike, it's a stream, that really nails it, doesn't it? No more panic stations when a key person leaves suddenly. But besides just avoiding the panic, what are the real tangent wins for a business with this stream approach?
Yeah, that phrase is spot on. Those panic backfilling days, gone. Projects stalling because you can't find the right people fast enough, hopefully gone too. With StaaS, companies can just tap into this real-time pool of talent that's already curated. They're ready for the role, checked for culture fit, and you even know roughly when they might be available. It's a total mindset shift. You're not just thinking, fill the gap, you're actively working to stay ahead of the gap. That changes everything for planning.
Being proactive like that, surely there are bottom-line benefits, quantifiable stuff.
Oh, absolutely. From a business angle, the benefits are pretty clear and measurable. StaaS really cuts down the cost per hire. Why? Because you're using an ongoing optimized system, not starting expensive searches from scratch every time. It also massively reduces time to fill because good candidates are already in that pipeline, ready. And crucially, it improves quality of hire because the matching is smarter, deeper, continuous. Plus, the whole candidate experience gets better, smoother, faster, more transparent.
Okay, and the source has that visual, the StaaS ecosystem diagram. It looks like a target.
Right, the bullseye helps visualize it. At the absolute center, you've got StaaS. That's the main concept, continuous staffing.
Then around that, AI-powered.
Yeah.
That's the tech brain doing the real-time matching, right?
Exactly. That's the engine driving the stream.
Next is subscription model, which feels like you're subscribing to talent access, not just buying a search.
Precisely. It implies that ongoing relationship, that continuous service.
And integration, that's huge, making it talk to the existing HR systems, the HRMS, the ATS. It has to be baked in.
Absolutely critical. It can't be a silo. It has to be part of the existing workflow.
And finally, on-demand talent, that pool of people ready to deploy when needed. It all fits together really nicely. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Something that really helps make StaaS less abstract is the mental models. Mishra calls it subscribing to talent readiness. And he uses these really vivid comparisons to things we use every day. Makes it much more intuitive.
Yeah, these analogies are great because they take these potentially complex ideas and just make them click. You
Right.
instantly get the vibe without needing a technical manual.
My favorite has to be Netflix for talent. You stream hires, you don't order them. Simple, but brilliant. Just like Netflix suggests shows based on what you watch, StaaS suggests candidates. And not just based on a CV, it looks at your team's hiring history, the tech you use, team dynamics, even where the org is heading. You can almost, picture scrolling, previewing people, then deploying them.
It's about using way more data than a resume holds. The AI gets the nuances of your team, your culture, how things change over time. So the recommendations aren't just about skills, they're about genuine fit. Which saves effort, sure, but more importantly finds people who will actually thrive.
Then there's Amazon Prime Auto Delivery. This one feels super practical, like running low on, say, back-end engineers for a new project. Boom! The system flags it, maybe even pre-fills candidates based on past usage and forecasts. No rec needed, no job description hassle. It's almost zero-click hiring. Your talent pods get restocked before you even formally ask.
Yeah, that really captures the stay ahead of the gap idea. It's proactive. Think of it like a talent supply chain, always anticipating demand for key skills, keeping the flow going. Imagine. No more project delays because you're short-staffed in a critical area. That's a huge strategic edge.
And for music lovers, Spotify Discover Weekly resonates. Picture your hiring dashboard updating each week with new AI-picked talent based on new tech trends, market availability, your company's future skills needs. Like getting your weekly talent mix. Always fresh, always relevant people popping up.
What's cool there is the foresight. The AI isn't just looking at now, it's scanning the horizon. It's finding talent for skills you might need next year, based on where the market and your strategy are going. Keeps you agile.
Okay, then there's a premium version.
Yeah.
The Concierge Health Plan. So it's a top-tier StaaS subscription, might bundle dedicated recruiters as a service, maybe AI interview agents, chatbots for nurturing candidates, even compliance automation, all wrapped up neatly into one SLA, one service-level agreement.
Yeah, that shows the flexibility. Companies can pick their service level, basic streaming or the full works where StaaS handles almost everything. And the SLA means clear expectations, consistent service, simple.
Thinking bigger, globally. Starlink Internet for talent. Love that. Accessing talent anywhere. a DevOps guru in Eastern Europe, a UI designer in Bali with consistent quality. And, crucially, the tricky stuff, like work from anywhere rules, international compliance. It's auto-handled, makes global hiring feel easy.
Yeah, that ties into the whole dissolving borders thing I'll touch on more later. It really democratizes talent access globally, find the best person wherever they are, and the system helps manage the complexity, the laws, the compliance, makes the world flatter for talent.
And the last one is really powerful, Talent GPT Copilot.
Oh.
Imagine asking, show me people who've thrived in scaling SaaS companies, know Kubernetes, and speak German. And the AI doesn't just list names, it explains why they're a match. That why feels key.
The why is everything there. It's not just keywords, it's context, insight. The AI gives you the reasoning based on deeper understanding, maybe even predictive analytics.
Yeah.
That transparency builds trust in the recommendations. It helps hiring managers make smarter decisions because they understand the nuance behind the match. Like having a super experienced recruiter explaining their logic, but instantly at scale.
And like the ecosystem visual, there's one for the StaaS talent acquisition cycle. It's like an infinity loop, showing the continuous flow through these stages.
Exactly. It reinforces that ongoing cycle. Stage 1 is talent screaming, surfacing talent for immediate needs. That's the Netflix idea.
Stage 2, auto delivery, restocking talent automatically based on usage, the Amazon Prime model.
Stage 3, AI curated talent, the weekly smart suggestions based on trends and needs, your Spotify mix.
Stage 4, dedicated support. That premium concierge level of service, human and automated.
Stage 5, global access. Tapping into worldwide talent pools with compliance handled. The Starlink vision.
And Stage 6, AI explanation. The system telling you why someone's a fit. That's the Talent GPT Copilot piece. It all flows together, constantly optimizing. Okay, let's dive into another really important pillar, hyper-personalized matching. This sounds like it goes way beyond just matching keywords on a resume. The definition itself is striking. AI goes beyond skills. It evaluates aspirations, behaviors, personality, and potential, offering matchmaking at both human and organizational DNA levels. Wow. Spreadsheet of psychology.
Yeah, this is where that empathy-anchored part really comes alive. Like the source says, traditional hiring. It often just stops at skills on paper. Keywords, years of experience, degrees. In Staffing 3.0, that's just the starting block. It's table stakes, not the finish line for finding a great long-term fit.
So if basic skills are just the start, how deep does this hyper-personalized matching go? What else is the AI looking at?
It's doing a really deep, multi-layered analysis. The aim is to get beyond what someone can do, their skills, to who they are and what makes them tick. So it goes way past just experience and education. It's looking at their career goals, their core values, how quickly they learn and adapt, learning agility, also personality types, behavioral patterns, even how well they'd mesh with a specific team's dynamics and ways of working.
A true 360-degree view, matching human potential to the company culture and goals, and doing it at scale. That feels like it could fundamentally change how you build successful teams.
It's a huge ambition, definitely. But the potential payoff, the value propositions are massive. By looking at these deeper, more human factors, you can tackle some of the biggest headaches in hiring and keeping people.
Like what are the big wins for business here?
Well, first, and this is huge, it reduces early attrition significantly. If you hire for mindset, for motivation, for that cultural click, not just skills, people are way more likely to stick around. Often people leave because of a mismatch in values or purpose, even if they can do the job.
Makes sense. If they feel like they fit from the start, they're more likely to stay engaged.
Exactly. Second, it improves team harmony. The AI can actually predict and match candidates who will naturally complement the existing team. Less friction, more collaboration from day one. Third, it boosts long-term retention. When people feel they truly belong, that they can grow with the company's values, they stay longer. They thrive because it's the right environment for them, personally and professionally.
And I bet this helps earlier too, right? Like getting people to actually accept the offer.
Absolutely. That's the fourth big one. Increases offer acceptance. Candidates are just much more likely to say yes when a role connects with their inner drive, their values, their aspirations. Not just because it ticks boxes on their resume. When it feels like a genuine whole person fit, accepting is easier.
This sounds incredibly sophisticated. What's the tech making this possible? Can't just be simple algorithms.
No, it's definitely more advanced. Mishra points to a few key things. First, behavioral LLMs. These are large language models specifically fine-tuned to understand human behavior through language. They analyze unstructured stuff, Self-descriptions, LinkedIn profiles, video interview transcripts, essays. They're not just counting keywords. They're trained on masses of communication data to spot subtle patterns that indicate things like curiosity, grit, adaptability, collaboration style. It's like reading between the lines of someone's professional history.
Wow, reading between the lines like a human psychologist, but doing it instantly across thousands of candidates.
Sort of, yeah. Second, AI-powered psychometrics. Think of these as smarter, faster ways to do personality and cognitive assessments. They generate personality maps, cognitive profiles, learning styles, but without making candidates fill out those massive, tedious questionnaires. Much less friction for the candidate.
That's a big plus for the candidate experience. And what about predicting team fit? How they'll actually work with others?
That's where team compatibility graphs come in. These AI models compare a candidate's working style, communication preferences, problem-solving approach against the specific team they'd join. It looks at their potential leader, key colleagues they'd interact with. It's about predicting synergy, predicting smooth collaboration, heading off potential clashes before they happen.
Okay, and to visualize this, the source has the hyper-personalized matching matrix, a 4-box grid. How does that help clarify things?
Yeah, it's a great way to see the different outcomes. Top right quadrant, that's the optimal match, perfect alignment. The person fits the culture and the role aligns with their personal drivers, values, aspirations. That's the goal.
Makes sense. Top left.
That's organizational fit. Strong alignment with the company culture, but maybe the personal connection, the individual drive for that specific role isn't quite as strong. They fit the company, but maybe the job itself isn't their ultimate passion. Could lead to feeling like just a job eventually.
Okay. Bottom left.
Personalization focus. High personal alignment, the candidate loves the work, it matches their inner drive, but maybe the company culture isn't the best fit for them. Great potential, but they might struggle with the environment long term.
And bottom right,
Yeah.
the one to avoid.
Exactly. Mismatch, poor alignment on both fronts, high risk for leaving early, low engagement, team disruption. This matrix really helps you think strategically about the type of fit you're achieving, aiming for that optimal top right quadrant.
Next pillar. This one sounds game-changing for trust. Blockchain-based background checks. Instant trust.
Yeah.
Especially with global hiring being so common, verifying stuff across borders.
Yeah.
It's tough. What's the definition here?
It's defined as every skill, certification, or prior role held by a candidate is cryptographically verified and immutably recorded on a blockchain ledger. This decentralized system eliminates the need for repeated verifications, minimizes fraud, and builds trust instantly across borders. Basically, it's about creating one single, secure, unchangeable record of truth for someone's professional background.
Okay, how does that actually work? How does blockchain, which, let's face it, most people link to crypto, bring that kind of trust to hiring?
Well, think of it like this. Every credential, a degree, a certification, a job tenure, even a project outcome can be digitally signed by the authority that issued it. The university, the past employer, the certifying body. That verified credential then gets recorded permanently on a blockchain. It's decentralized, meaning it's not controlled by one entity. So no more calling old HR departments. No more relying on PDFs that could be faked. No more unverifiable claims. Once it's verified and on the chain, it's locked in. Immutable.
So, chasing references, worrying about fake diplomas, waiting weeks for verification, that could all just go away. That's huge.
That's the promise. The result is instant, tamper-proof verification that anyone, anywhere, with permission can access. It just strips out so much friction, especially for global hiring, and injects massive integrity into the process. It's like a universal digital notary for careers.
Truly a game changer. So, what are the big value propositions for companies using this?
Number one, fast trust hiring. Verifications that took weeks, now seconds. Speeds up the whole process dramatically. Get talent onboarded faster. Number two, tamper-proof credentials. Once it's validated on the blockchain, it can't be altered. Risk of fraud, fake degrees, inflated titles basically eliminated.
That alone must solve a massive headache, especially for roles needing high trust.
Absolutely. Third, cross-border recognition. A credential verified in, say, India is instantly trusted in the US or Germany or anywhere. Huge for international hiring and moving talent around the globe. Breaks down those old barriers. And fourth, reduced cost of compliance. Because credentials are pre-verified and trusted, the cost and effort of doing due diligence drops significantly for staffing firms and corporate HR. More efficient, less expensive.
Okay, let's make this concrete again with some examples or mental models. How might this actually look?
Okay, one cool idea is verified skill NFTs. Imagine a developer gets their AWS certification. That, plus maybe their verified 3-year tenure at Google, and their verified top contributor status on GitHub, all minted as a unique, non-fungible token. It's validated by AWS, Google, GitHub. It becomes a secure digital asset that the developer actually owns and controls.
Wow, credentials as personal digital assets. That's powerful.
Yeah.
What about automating processes inside the company?
That's where smart contracts come in. These are contracts written in code that execute automatically when conditions are met. So picture this. A candidate accepts an offer, passes onboarding. A smart contract could automatically trigger the payment to the recruitment agency and kick off the payroll setup for the new hire. No manual steps, no delays. Streamlines everything after the offer.
And for the candidates themselves, how does it empower them?
They get talent wallets, basically secure digital wallets where they hold all their verified credentials, like a digital passport for their career. They can share access easily, maybe via a QR code or a decentralized ID, DID. They control their verified professional identity, not scattered across different company systems or paper files. Huge empowerment for individuals.
And the source includes another visual, right? The blockchain-based hiring cycle, showing the journey from fragile data to trustworthy hiring.
Yeah, it maps it out clearly. Starts with the problem. Fragile hiring data, unverified, slow, risky. Then the solution starts with NFT minting, turning credentials into secure digital assets.
Followed by cryptographic signing, locking that info onto the blockchain, making it unchangeable.
Which enables smart contracts for automating things like payments and onboarding.
And ultimately leads to talent wallets for candidate control, resulting in instant trustworthy hiring. It really shows how blockchain builds that foundation of trust and speed. Okay, final pillar, and this one's huge in today's world. Work from anywhere, WFA, and digital nomads. The definition nails it. With the rise of 5G, 6G connectivity, satellite internet, and evolving global gig economy laws, geographical constraints are rapidly dissolving. This shift redefines office as a state of connectivity, not a location. Organizations must now rethink policies, benefits, and legal frameworks.
Yeah, that definition captures it perfectly. WFA isn't just a perk anymore. It's a fundamental shift driven by tech and changing norms. The office is becoming wherever you have good connectivity, and that forces companies to totally rethink, well, almost everything. Hiring, infrastructure, compliance, culture.
Definitely. So what is it about the tech 5G, 6G satellite stuff like Starlink that makes this truly possible now, reliably?
It's the combination of high speed, low latency, and ubiquity. These technologies mean you can have a rock-solid fast connection almost anywhere. The old geographical limits are just melting away. At the same time, you've got evolving global gig economy laws. They're slowly catching up, creating more structure for this distributed work model. So tech plus evolving legal frameworks means the office really does become about being connected, not being in a specific building, and that forces that big organizational rethink on policies, benefits, legal stuff.
That rethink is critical. So for companies, what are the big advantages of leaning into WFA beyond just adapting?
Well, the upsides are massive. First, access to global talent pools. You're not stuck fishing in your local pond. You can find the absolute best person for the job, period, no matter where they live. Huge talent pool expansion. Second, 247 productivity. Teams spread across time zones. You can get seamless project handoffs, keep momentum going around the clock, faster completion times.
That's a big operational plus. Speed and efficiency.
Definitely. Third, diversity and inclusion. WFA inherently brings in more diverse perspectives, cultural, geographic, socioeconomic. It massively expands your DEI potential just by broadening where you hire from. And fourth, cost arbitrage plus talent equity. You can be smarter about salaries, offering fair pay based on location index models, potentially optimizing costs while still being highly competitive and equitable.
Okay, but managing all that, global teams, different laws, time zones, sounds like a potential nightmare. How does tech, especially AI, help manage the complexity?
You're spot on. It would be a nightmare without smart tools. That's where AI and other tech are absolutely essential. Think AI-led compliance mapping. AI tools that constantly analyze the tangled web of cross-border hiring laws, tax rules, worker classifications in real time. It helps manage that huge compliance risk way more effectively.
So fewer legal teams pulling their hair out over obscure local regulations, that's got to be a relief.
That's the idea. Let AI handle the complexity, humans handle the strategy. Then you have remote onboarding agents. These are AI assistants, maybe chatbots or virtual guides. They can walk new hires through tools, policies, team intros, company culture consistently, smoothly, no matter where the hire is. Ensures a good experience from day one.
Yeah, scaling that consistent onboarding manually across the globe would be tough.
Exactly. Then e-contract workflows. Automating the creation and management of contracts, employment, NDAs, IP agreements, customized automatically for each location's laws, consistent, compliant, less manual paperwork, and finally, digital payroll orchestration. Systems that handle paying people accurately and on time globally, using whatever method works best, traditional banks, maybe even crypto or stablecoins where appropriate and legal, takes the pain out of global payroll.
And the source has that work from anywhere WFA diagram too. Looks like a brain. How does that tie it all together visually?
Right. The central brain shows WFA isn't just one thing. It's a core strategic element integrated into how the company operates. Feeding into it are the enablers. Truly remote tech, distributed payroll, a gig economy global focus, and that critical satellite internet 5G, 6G Starlink connectivity. That's the foundation.
And radiating out are the benefits we talked about. Global talent pools, 247 productivity, diversity, inclusion, cost arbitrage plus talent equity.
Exactly. And flowing into the brain, being solved are those compelling needs managed by things like AI-led compliance, remote onboarding, e-contracts, digital payroll. It shows how it's all connected, a whole system supporting WFA effectively.
Wow, this has been quite the deep dive into StaaS and its building blocks. It's really clear that Ajit Mishra, with all his experiences, pulled together something genuinely groundbreaking here. A future that's efficient but also deeply human.
Absolutely. And the key thing to keep coming back to, which Mishra stresses, is that Staffing 3.0 isn't about replacing recruiters, not at all. It's about amplifying them, giving them AI superpowers, essentially, freeing them up from the grind to focus on the human stuff, relationships, strategy, culture fit.
That's the perfect lead-in to what's next. Part 3 of our series, we'll get really practical, looking at how to fuel StaaS with 10 generative AI ideas, each one designed to make StaaS faster, better, bridging that AI precision with the human empathy we've been talking so much about. You really won't want to miss that one. Stay tuned for part 3. Coming soon.
Yeah, that's where we see how these big ideas, the streaming, the matching, the trust, the global reach, actually get powered up by specific AI tools. It's where it gets really tangible.
What a journey today, really getting into the StaaS model and its pillars. From shifting hiring, from reactive to proactive, that continuous stream, to the incredible depth of hyper-personalized matching. The trust from blockchain, the global reach of WFA. It really feels like we're on the edge of a huge change in how talent works.
It really does. And it underscores how GenAI can be this incredible amplifier for recruitment. Not taking over, but letting talent pros focus on the high-value human connections, the strategic thinking, the cultural nuances, while the tech handles the scale and speed modern business needs.
We're definitely excited for part 3, getting into those specific GenAI applications. And if you haven't heard it, do check out part 1 for that foundational empathy context. It really ties all this together.
And thanks again for tuning into the deep dive. Your interest in this stuff, wanting to stay ahead, that's what keeps us digging into these topics.
Absolutely. And hey, to make sure you catch part 3 and all our future deep dives, please hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube or Spotify. It really helps us out, and you won't miss anything.
And yeah, keep following the CAIO playbook. We're committed to bringing you insights on AI, talent, and navigating this whole fast-changing world.
So here's a final thought to chew on. We've seen how StaaS aims to make talent acquisition this continuous flowing stream. What does that mean for us as individuals? How might we need to change our approach to our own careers, our skills, in an economy where talent is streamed? What shifts when you're part of a continuous flow, not just applying for discrete jobs? Something to ponder until next time.